Hey guys, it's Bailey from Making Up the Midwest, and this is going to be a quick review of Real Technique's brand new Modern Natural Makeup Kit. A lot of us are familiar with Pixie Woo here on YouTube. Sam and Nick Chapman have their Real Technique's brush line. They've now expanded into color cosmetics, and given that I have a few of their brushes, know them, love them, use them all the time, as I think a lot of us do, I was super curious to see what this new, what some of their new makeup products were like, so I had to give them a try. For now, there are only two palettes out. This is the Modern Natural, which is full of neutral shades. You get 4 eyeshadows and 1 cream eyeliner, a powder blush, a cream highlight, and then 2 small lip glosses down here at the bottom. And this is the brown tone neutral counterpart to the Night Out palette, which is more smoky, has a purple in there, I think. It just tends to make, or looks like it could create a more dramatic eye. Both of them retail for $25. And for now, I think they're exclusively available at the Real Technique site, because I checked Ulta, which is the only other place I know in the US here at least that Real Techniques retails in, and it's not available there yet. Now let's get more into what comes inside. The packaging itself feels like really sturdy, well-made cardboard. It has a magnetic closure so you can be sure that it's not going to fly open if you take it traveling, and product will go everywhere. Like I said, on the inside you have 4 eyeshadows. One is a light, very subtly shimmery kind of champagne shade. The middle is a really pretty warm pewter shade. Then you have a medium matte brown, which is fantastic not only for swiping across the lid for a super natural but rich looking daytime look, but you can also put it in the crease to add some depth and definition to your eyes. Really great. And then the last eyeshadow color is kind of a cooler leaning, almost mauvey brown with shimmer. All of these shadows, I was very impressed with the texture. They're smooth, very pigmented, and they just look really beautiful when worn. While they are, all but the matte brown are shimmery, they go on the eyes like they're kind of a satin. They're just very flattering to any kind of crepiness, for the lack of a better word, in the eye area, so I think they'd be great for both younger and more mature eyes. And then there is the cream eyeliner. Now I've created 2 looks with this palette so far. One was using the eyeliner as an actual liner, and the other that I'm wearing today, I used it kind of as a base to amp up some of these shades because they are all very mid-tone, nothing too extremely dark and smoky. And as an aside, I actually used a brush that I received for free as a gift with this. It came wrapped with a little note that said, we hope you enjoy this special gift. So I'm not sure if this, just as an aside, I'm not sure if this is something that everyone who orders this or another palette from them will receive. It just is something that came with mine. So that is what I used to apply this gel eyeliner to my outer corner, smudge it out, and then apply some of the other shades over top to really help with the intensity there. This is a pretty firm cream eyeliner, which I personally like because you don't have to worry about it smudging and getting everywhere. It just makes for quick, clean work, but those that really like creamy kind of gel or cream eyeliners might not like this. Texture aside, it glides on smoothly, is really nicely pigmented, and lasts all day. Then moving over to the face products, there is a powder blush. Of course, I'm wearing it today. It's a really light, dusty rose shade that I was a little worried honestly wouldn't show up on my cheeks. It turns out with some layering, it definitely does. It's very flattering and very natural and subtle, but because of that, I'm not sure that it's really going to show up on medium to deep skin tones. Then you have a highlighter. It is a cream texture, which I know a lot of people are going to be interested in hearing about because there is a mixture of both cream and powder textures in one palette. They're completely together. But this cream reminds me a lot of It Cosmetics Hello Light Cream Illuminator. It's a little more firm, but the effect it gives on the cheeks, or when you apply it anywhere, is very similar in that it's this ultra finely milled pearl texture. It's very flattering. It has kind of a champagne shade, so it's not too frosted white, it's not too pink leaning. It's just, I think it's such a beautiful cream shade that I wasn't expecting to come from this palette. It stays all day. It didn't affect the wearing ability of my foundation underneath, so it, to me, really is kind of the perfect cream highlight texture. And then last here on the bottom, there are some lip glosses. To be honest, I could have done without these. They are pretty small. I can't see getting more than a few uses out of them, and they're very similar when worn, and they don't have a long wearing time. I'm currently wearing the pinker of the two now. This is in the shade Nectar. It really is just it comes off as more of a clear gloss on the lips. It creates a healthy glossy glow, but it's not something I don't think I could find in my lip gloss, or that a lot of people could find in their lip glosses collection already. And the other is Copperhead, which has more of a golden frost, but even this doesn't get too terribly dramatic. You can see both when worn. It just adds a little bit more of a golden sheen to your lips. Again, not something I can't see coming up with amongst the lip glosses I already own. And like I said, the size, just they aren't going to get you through a ton or nearly as much as, say, the eyeshadows and cheek products in this palette are. That being said though, at the end of the day, this $25 makeup kit has everything, virtually everything you need to create your face, sans foundation, concealer, anything you need to match your shade. You have everything else to complete your face. And there's something to be said for that, especially for those that like to minimize their daily routine and want something that's quick but very flattering. Just to reiterate what I said before, is that this cheek shade might not show up on medium to deep skin tones. And then to address something that I think a lot of people are wondering about in mixing both cream and powder products in one sort of packaging, is the cross-contamination, that those powder products are going to muddy up the creams. So far that has not been the case for me. I've used it a few times at this point. These shadows just don't kick up a lot of powder. You can get a ton of color payoff without having to pick up a lot of product, which is wonderful. I think it means you're not going to use a ton of product. This will last you quite a while. There were some things that I personally didn't love, like the lip glosses. Could have used more eyeshadows, which I always love. But if you're, like I said, the kind of person that wants an entire face conveniently in one palette, this is a great way to do it, because the rest of the products in here are really well made and they create a great look. You don't get a ton of versatility. I mean, you can do pretty subtle daytime looks and you can amp it up a little bit for nighttime, but at the end of the day, it is a neutrals palette. But I think that's really what's going to make you say, it's everything I want to do my whole face, or nah, I think I can replicate some of these items. I don't think I need to spend the money to have them just simply put all together in one palette for me. So I hope this was helpful for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!